The family of Zelig Williams has been looking for him for 10 straight days, from the air, land, and sea. And now they're pleading with the public for any kind of support possible.
Come home, Zelig. I love you. I want you home with me.
There is something in the water right there. I have no idea what that thing is.
Hopefully we can clear some areas and give the family some peace of mind knowing he's probably not in this waterway.
We feel confident there's people out in the community who may know something that could help us and just not realize that they have that last key to the puzzle.
You might call them scuba sleuths.
Their new hobby went from cleaning up waterways to solving mysteries. And what a great public service.
Jeremy Sides and Adam Brown travel the country searching for closure in cold cases.
Amazing. The gift of closure to grieving families is absolutely priceless.
Today I'm in South Carolina searching for missing person Zelig Williams, who went missing just recently on October 3rd. A very strange situation because his car was found right up the road here off Bluff Road, and there's a watery Congaree Trail passage parking lot up there, a really new area that hasn't been around a lot, but his car was actually found right up there.
Right now the Broadway community rallying to find a missing performer. Even big name stars are joining the calls for information about Zelig Williams.
Now missing for more than a week in his home state of South Carolina. Missing flyers are being shared online by members of the Broadway community.
Williams recently moved back home after pursuing his dream of performing on Broadway. Not only did he perform in MJ the Musical, he also starred in Hamilton, and he starred alongside Hugh Jackman in a 2019 concert tour.
The Hollywood star taking to Instagram to share this message. Zelig, we love you and are praying for your safe return. The 28-year-old moved back home to Columbia, South Carolina, where he was teaching Broadway boot camp classes to teens, hoping to follow in his footsteps.
I wanted to give my knowledge back to the students out here in Columbia and nearby areas on how to audition for a Broadway show, because there is skills that you need to have before even getting into the room.
The 28-year-old was last seen leaving his home in Columbia last Thursday. The next day, police found his car in a wooded national park about a half hour away. His family says it's unlike Williams to go this long without contacting anyone.
We can't describe that. It's devastation. It's devastation for someone who's so close to their family to disappear in this way. There's no way to describe that.
Authorities in South Carolina are treating this as a missing persons case that could involve foul play.
And I just came in and there's an active search going on. A lot of Richland counties out there searching, and I spoke to them recently and they said they're checking the trails again. They've already checked one and they're back checking another. But his car was found here and it's just, that's pretty much it, right?
That's it, yeah. Just hit national headline.
And they searched all the trails and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what we're doing again. So
again?
We got cadaver dogs out.
That's a lot of trails, right? It goes far?
It's just two, one that way and one that way.
Okay.
So we've already done that one. We're about to do the other side now. So
gotcha.
Hopefully we find them in the next couple hours.
This is a very strange case because it's very out of character for Williams. It's not something he would do going this long without speaking to his family, and it's very even more suspicious that his car was found abandoned. And the story goes is that on October 3rd he had left his parents' house around 10 a.m. and then roughly 10 minutes later some of his friends up in New York started getting alerts that Williams' car had been involved in a crash. It sent out an SOS.
A friend says that she actually got an SOS alert from Williams' cell phone that day that he disappeared. What do we know about what happened after that?
Yeah, that, Vicky, raises a lot more questions. That friend is actually here in New York City, and Zelig was in South Carolina at the time of this. Now, that alert indicated that there had been a crash with his vehicle. Of course, that raised more concerns. Police, as you mentioned, ended up finding that vehicle not far from the entrance to a nature trail at that state park. There were no signs, though, that the car had actually been in a crash. So a lot more confusion there about exactly what ended up happening. His family, of course, reaching out, talking, saying that they really want to get him found, that he requires medication. And without that, they're afraid if he is found, he could be in a vulnerable situation. They're just begging for help right now.
The family has hired a private investigator at this point because he's still missing. And I live right down the road. I'm not far from here, about a 30-minute drive. So I wanted to come out and search. I've already been doing some searching in this area because right down here is the Congaree River. There's a few different access points down here that I've already been doing some searching for another really old cold case from 1982, Herman Caldwell, who went missing in a vehicle. So I'm already familiar with this area. I've been doing a lot of searching for Herman's car. And since Williams just went missing, I figured I'd come back out here and search because I wasn't done anyways. And now there's the old Bates River right here, you can see on the map. and I've done a lot of searching on there already. Right over here at the entrance of this spot, there's also a little pond over here I'm about to go look at, and I have my little remote control search boat. I'm gonna, if it's deep enough, I'm gonna search that. There's also another boat right farther down, but that one doesn't make as much sense because this spot's like a 3-minute drive from where his car was found, but it's like a 30-minute walk, not far, but still we don't know what Williams' mindset was. So I don't know if it was foul play. They could have dumped his car there. We're all hoping and praying that he's found safe here shortly, and we just don't know the reason why he disappeared. It's very out of character, very strange. But I'm out here, I got my search boat today, the small one. Also got my remote control kayak that can run sonar. And really at this point, we're just kind of scanning the waters. Hopefully we can clear some areas and give the family some peace of mind knowing he's probably not in this waterway. So I'm gonna start walking over to this pond and check it out, and then we're gonna go over here to the river and search, and hopefully we can give the family some answers and clear some areas, and hopefully Williams is found. So this is Highway 601 here. You can see there's lots of big trucks coming through and cars. And Bluff Road is right down there, not far from where he was found. His vehicle was located. Like I said, I searched over here before. Right down there is part of the old river. But then right over here I was told about this pond. I'm really curious about this spot. I was told people fish down here. Clearly there's like these steps carved in here. It's not gonna be easy to get the boat down. But who knows if we could have walked down here for some reason. Yeah, we could definitely put the boat in. Pretty sure it's shallower on this side, but over there is deeper. I don't see anything floating offhand. I'm gonna put my camera on the boat too, so I can look at that footage later as the boat's going around. So let's go get the boat down here, take a closer look. If you guys haven't seen my videos, this is something I created that has sonar, remote control propellers, so I can steer the program to this remote. And then I have my phone, which I'll put right here, and I can see the sonar screen. I should be able to cover a pretty good distance. Yeah, there's a gator sitting right out there. Just a small one though. Alright, had a little bit of a wiring issue I had to fix. So hopefully it'll work for now. It's like 3 feet. I'm gonna try to stay near the edge just for now. It seems to be running good. It's 3 feet still, pretty shallow. I'm shooting 100 feet out, so I can go farther out on my way back. Just want to make sure the battery on my boat doesn't die. 5 feet, so it's a little deeper over there. Looks like there's might be some object there to the right. Not a person, but maybe an old vehicle or a rock. It's still pretty shallow though. Alright, I'm turning and I'm coming back a little farther out this time. Alright. I didn't see anything on that pass. Alright. Alright, just got done searching this pond. Felt pretty good that he's not out here, at least in this main section. I didn't see any vehicles either, because I'm also looking for a 1982 car. But I didn't see really anything. It looks pretty clear, so it's kind of a good thing. I've never searched it before, so we're gonna go back up this hill and then go into the river again over there and just scan it. It's not a super long section of river, so let's put the boat back up the hill Get to the car. Before we jump too much in the search, I did want to mention, after looking at the map here, there are a couple other closer bodies of water close to his last location, which is right here at the Palmetto Trail. And the trail goes this way eventually out to the river here. But if you see, and this is probably going to be the next video when I go out and search, I just wanted to mention this to y'all that are a little more up to speed on the locations. There are a few other small ponds I was noticing. I just didn't know if they were accessible at first. I don't know about that one, but I believe this one, the trail goes right next to it. But it looks pretty shallow except for right here in the middle. And then this one, I don't know if it's part of, I think it's part of this water station over here. But I did see a picture of someone walking next to the trail by here. So my next plan is going to be probably to go out there and check that out. But for now, we're going to be checking a little farther down south, right down here. And if you have any other locations you think I should go check nearby that I missed, please let me know. Alright, right now I'm headed down to, it's called the Old Bates River, which is right up from the Congaree. It's a small stretch of river that it's very sketchy going down this road. I just searched here like a month ago. This gets flooded like this very often, so the water is not in good condition right now. I should be able to get back here still, but I don't have four-wheel drive in my truck. I do have a winch if there's a tree or something nearby. I should be able to swing around here and put the boat in. Water's a little high though. People come back here to dump trash, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's a little iffy, but I think I should be able to put the boat in. But it gets lower than this usually, so this isn't really going to help us scanning. Alright, we got the boat set up, we're about to put in the water here. It does drop off to I think like 20 feet in the channel, but then there's like some really shallow spots. We're gonna search this again. Like I said, I was out here about a month ago, so I know what was here before, so I can kind of have a good idea. Should hopefully have a better idea of what's, you know, if there is something out here. I also did want to mention, if you guys watching appreciate what we do and want to help support us, there's some ways down in the description, including our nonprofit, Rapid Compassion Collective, or rapidcc.org. You guys can go check out the website if you want to help support us there. And I really appreciate any and all help. You know, we do this all free of charge, just going out here and try to promote awareness to these cases. And if you guys watching, you know, have any tips about any other cases in your area, please feel free to email me and let us know. And we'll do our best. If we can help, we will help. Just put in water here. And it's, like I said, it's not a long stretch of river. It's just a bend that goes down there a little ways. The water's pretty still now, but I know that there's sometimes a current that goes back and forth. And sometimes there is a current though, which I believe goes that way. I don't know if it ever changes. I think it just stays that way. So we'll eventually go down that way. You know, after almost 2 weeks, if there is a body sadly out here, who knows how far it could float. But I mean, no one knows the circumstances right now, but I do know that this body of water, this bridge right here, which when you think about crimes and people going missing, it's very common to have criminals throw things off of bridges. So we just got in the river here. Like I said, I have been here about a month ago. I'm gonna retrace my steps. It's not a super long stretch to search. There is one way farther down the Congaree River boat ramp, but that doesn't make sense to me. That's a lot farther. I mean, if we're talking about him walking, and it's like a 30-minute walk to here. The family is suspecting foul play at this point, which it definitely does seem suspicious, because they said his car was in an accident, the alert that went off. So I don't know if he was fumbling his phone or something, or how that works. I believe it can detect a crash of some sort. But there was no other car involved, and then his car was found, you know, in the park, just by there. Like, if it is foul play, did they want his car to be found eventually? Like, why? Usually criminals would dump cars like in the water to get rid of them. And this is like the closest body of water that you could really do that. And it's kind of hidden out of the way. I mean, here's the bridge, and right down there is the parking lot where his car was. So I'm scanning the sonar here. It is 8 feet. It's a little deeper right here. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, is there another car involved somehow? Maybe it got like a little fender bender or something, and you couldn't really see any damage, but it still detected it as damage. There's just so many possibilities. But we're gonna scan up and down here. It's really swampy around this area. Like I said, there are a lot of gators. There's a lot more gators way down at the other end though. Not so much up here that I've seen. But this area is known for flooding, so who knows. But I want to see, I want to check, you know, if there's any other car that was maybe dumped that was involved. It's just such a strange case. We're back here. I don't see anything offhand. It's 6 feet back here, right around the bend. I think if you keep going down there, that's where that pond is that I just searched. The water's really still right now though. We're gonna go through, searching for a body is so much more difficult on sonar. If you're looking for a car, you know, it's a giant metal object. But we're gonna do our best and go down here, and if I see anything that jumps off, I'll show you guys. It's a big rock right there. There's a tree stump. So we're talking shooting 70 feet, so that's 70 feet to the left and right. And here's the bridge. Now when I searched here before, like I said, I was looking for a missing car from 1982. The gentleman went missing just right down the road here as well. And there were a few objects here that I determined, like here is an old like stone block pillar. And there's a bunch of other junk here. There's a lot of stumps too around this area. And then there's like some old pillars. I think there was an old dock right here somewhere. So now it drops off down to 20 feet. And it's gonna be even deeper than that because the water's up so high. See, this was something I was suspicious of being a vehicle before. But I think it's just a tree stump. There's part of an old dock right there. The last time I came out here, there were several people fishing. So this is kind of a off, you know, it's not an official boat ramp, but people have made it a spot, and there are some big fish out here and alligators. Actually, I think that was an old bridge or railroad crossing because it goes way down there. All right, making my way farther down. One of the things I wanted to check is how the river levels were back when he went missing. And it looks like it was really high, at least the Congaree was, which I think the Congaree has a direct effect on here. It looks like the river was really high like the day before he went missing. So there still would have been a lot of current and stuff. And then it dropped down to more normal on October 3rd. So visibility is crap. I don't know if it ever is really good out here because it's a swamp. But still, he could be anywhere if he was out here. But I don't see anything yet. It looks pretty clear. The water's definitely a few feet higher than normal. 10 feet right here. I think before it was like 7. Alright, so we're making our way down this stretch, keeping an eye out. Just kind of looking around. I'm looking at the sonar screen too here, but it's just going to be so much harder to find someone on the sonar. So I'm just kind of hoping and praying that if he is out here, you know, he's floating somewhere, we can see him. It's really strange that if his car was found down in the parking lot, I don't know if it would make a lot of sense for him to be in the water, because he could have parked right here next to the water if it was a self-harm sort of scenario. So why wouldn't he park down here? Now if it was foul play, it would kind of make a little more sense if he was put in the water down here and his car was moved up there, but it's still not, that's not a very far away spot. And if it, I don't know. I'm just trying to like think about all the different scenarios in my head. And I mean, it does make more sense for him to be around the trails areas where his car was, but his family said he wasn't even, that wasn't the type of person he was. He wasn't a hiker. He didn't go out in the woods like that. And that area wasn't even a spot that he knew about, apparently. And then why did his phone go off saying that he was in a wreck? You know, was he being attacked and he was fumbling trying to hit 911 or something? And it triggered an SOS call? There's just so many questions. These cases are just so sad, frustrating to think about, because you just want answers, but there's no answers, you know? There's no telling where he is, but hopefully we can find something. Alright, I made it down here to the end pretty much. You can see how narrow it gets. And there's just logs and trees everywhere. That's all. There's also a lot of gators around here. I don't even know if I can get my boat farther, but you got to think if he was, you know, in the water being swept down, there's a good chance he could have been, you know, caught up or tangled somewhere around this area. It would be hard to get through. I think I squeezed through here before. I'm going to try to do it again, but, you know, it's still like 7 feet here. I don't think he's out here, but we're just going to go down to the bridge. There's a bridge straight down here. There's a bridge right down there we'll go to, just to cover this area again, then we'll go back. There is something in the water right there. It kind of just looks like a cushion. What is that? It kind of looks like a couch cushion or something. Let's get a little closer. Also, there's like a white truck parked over there. I think there's a lot of people searching in this area right now. What is that? I have no idea what that thing is. I'm trying to get close to this thing. I don't remember seeing this last time. I think it's like the top to a golf cart. Yeah, that's what it is. I wonder if there's a golf cart out here. That is strange. I'm gonna scan this section again, but yeah, it's like a top to a golf cart. I cannot pull that thing up though. Let me scan right here real quick. Alright, so I did a little spin, trying to see if there's anything around here. We're not looking for a golf cart, but we're just looking for anything that doesn't belong at this point. There's a lot of logs. There's a bunch right there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a golf cart out here. And we're going under another bridge. This is about as far as I've gone down because it narrows out right down here. You can't really go farther. I didn't see anything, but it's just so difficult with these conditions. I'm gonna keep going down a little ways though. All right, I'm down as far as I can go. There's a bridge right over to the left, and then all this debris in the way. I don't think he would have made it this far. Personally, this is as far as I can go, and I don't see anything hung up on trees or anything like that, so So my gut's saying he's not out here. I'm gonna go check back at the bridge though a little better and run the live scan, which will give me a bit better image. Because I am aware of cases where people went in before and they didn't go far. And if it was foul play, maybe they had, you know, a weight attached to them or something like that, which sounds horrible to think about, but I mean, you just never know. So I'm gonna go back up to that bridge, the first where I put in, check a little bit better there, just make sure there's no weird anomalies that could be a person or some object, but we'll go check that. But I think it's clear back here. I'm making my way back up, and there are certain areas where there's a lot of trees going across. You know, it's barely, you're barely able to get through. Like this is one of them, there's a lot of logs. So anything could get caught up between here. So I'm kind of double checking both directions. It's really shallow in this spot, like 3 feet. This is where the water's high. I think when the water's normal, it's like a foot. So you can barely get through, but I mean, there's like big logs and stuff. There are a few little offshoots, but not, the water goes back there, but nothing crazy. I mean, the water was about this height, I believe, the day you went missing, so I'm not seeing anything out here. But I guess I mean, my timing might be wrong. It's really just when I could get out here. I know they came out and searched pretty quickly after we went missing. DNR did, apparently, from what I understand. But it never hurts to look again a few days, you know, a week later. Alright, back up here at the landing, the bridge. I'm running the live scan just because I wanted to check right around the bridge here. It looks like there's something. It looks more like a vehicle or an old dock or something, like right below us. I don't have a great shot, but right there. It kind of looked like a tire, a couple tires. You probably can't see it very well on my GoPro, but I got the live scan running. And if you see, I mean, straight down from the ramp here, it's a little suspicious. It's something man-made. It almost makes me think of a vehicle, but I'm just not getting a great shot of it. It does kind of look like 2 tires. You can drop the magnet down and see. It's only 8 feet. Alright, I do have some signal down there, something. I think it's an old vehicle, but I don't know for sure. The visibility is terrible today. I'm going to try to use my underwater drone here. See if I can get a glimpse of anything that kind of looks like a vehicle. It's only 7 feet here. Alright, we're going down. I mean, I can barely see. Oh, okay. I can see something. What was that? That is a log. That's not what we're looking for. What's that? Bottle? With some bottles and a cinder block. I'm surprised there's even any visibility at all. Alright, so I continue on with the drone, and as you can see, the visibility is actually surprisingly better than it looks from the surface. It's always kind of strange with this black water, which how the visibility is going to be until you get down there. But I wanted to go over some of the footage of some of the things I was seeing. I have a lot of video of the drone, but most of it is just sticks and debris. Here you can see a big log right there, and then a few pieces of trash. This is a very popular fishing spot, so there was also a lot of lures. And there's a lot of these strange blocks, different bricks, concrete blocks, cinder blocks. And all this stuff was kind of in a pile, which I guess is what I was seeing. If you saw earlier, there is an old dock right across the way, so I think a lot of it is remains of that old dock. And right here, I could not figure it out what it was for a second, because my screen is really small on my phone, but then after a minute it clicked, and that's actually an outboard boat motor. And it might be a sunken boat around there too, but that definitely is a motor that fell off. And here's another old brick structure. But I rode the drone around a little ways around this area in the boat ramp, and I really wasn't seeing much, so I take it out, and then we're going to move on to the next spot. Alright, I just pulled the boat out. I'm going to head down to Bates Landing, which is the next actual boat landing down there, and we'll search some more in that area. Alright, I just put the boat in at this ramp, and there's a current here. Last time I was here, the river was even higher, I think. And here's another bridge. This current is ripping. I mean, this thing goes down. It's only 4 or 5 feet right here off the ramp. It's a lot of sand. I guess the channel's gonna be out here though. Probably. I checked this a long time ago, but for vehicles. And I didn't see anything before. Alright, so right off the ramp here is really shallow. It's 7 feet. It's a little deeper out here. The farther you go to the right over here into the channel, but 10 feet. I mean, it's deeper over here. The channel's pretty far from the boat ramp. If somebody did dump a car over here, I mean, depends on the current really, because this thing, there is a current right now and it's kind of ripping. Just look at that buoy. Alright, we're making our way downriver, and check this out. I found the rest of the dock. This thing floated, I guess, ripped off during the flooding a couple weeks ago, and there it is. I think that was right before Williams went missing. This is when all this flooding happened. A bunch of junk out here too. A lot of trees. Yeah. Pretty impressive what Mother Nature can do. Alright, right now I'm making my way up the Waterways River because I believe the trail eventually gets out to this river. There's so many spots where there's just like a buildup of trees and limbs, you know, like all these rivers because of the flooding. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the way up to where the trail leads out to the water. And that would be the theory, like he actually took the trail. He walked the trail out to the water for some reason. Maybe he had an accident or something. But if he was in the water, he would float down this way, so I'm gonna go up a little ways. I don't have a ton of gas left in the boat, but I'm gonna go up a little ways and just keep an eye out on the spots on the side. But there's a lot more boaters coming through this area, but it still never hurts to have another set of eyes. So I think most people out here are just fishing, they're not really looking. I don't know what it is, but there's something round over there mixed in all this debris. It's like a bouncy ball or something. Look at all this pile on. There's like boat seats. I think it's a buoy. It just looked weird. It caught my eye because it was round, you know. I'm trying to look for things that aren't natural shapes, you know. That looked a little weird to me, that tree, but from afar, it's that color. Had to come over here and check this side real quick. It's 12 feet out here. It's definitely deep enough. And there's lots of gators. I saw one earlier when I was going by. There's a deer over there swimming, trying to get out of the water. I don't know if he can get out, it's too steep. I think he's tired after all that swimming. Alright, just got the boat out of the water. I think it was a pretty good day of searching. I covered a lot of different bodies of water. That pond, and by the Old Bates River, and this river. And I went down to the Waterways River that goes all the way up, which I believe the trail where his car was parked leads out to the river there. So my thought was like maybe he made it down the trail for some reason, and then had an accident and, you know, started drifting down that river. I searched a lot of it, but I'll have on a map right here how far I went up, because I think someone needs to go back up all the way. And if I can come back out here, I will do that. But this is the point right here on the map. I'm showing how far I went up there. I didn't see anything suspicious, but there's a lot of debris. There's a lot from the storms built up, you know, sticks and all types of trash just built up in these areas, and it's pretty sad to see. I really wish I would have been able to find him, hopefully, you know, ideally safely, but hopefully we have some updates here soon. I will have anything updated if he's found in the description of this video, and I will let y'all know as soon as I can. But if you have any updates, you know, the family's desperate for answers, for tips, clues. I will search any body of water if, you know, if that's needed. If you reach out, if the family's watching this, if any of the local law enforcement or search teams are watching, let me know. Reach out. Here's my email. I will search any body of water. We'll dive. I got the remote control sonar boat. So once again, thanks for watching the video, and we're gonna keep searching for him, and hopefully he's found sooner than later. And if you guys appreciate what we do and want to support the searches, you can go to rapidcc.org. That's our nonprofit. And there's some other links in the description of this video on how you can help us out. But that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys on the next one.